What's up guys, and welcome back to On the Brick with a bit of a bonus video. I told myself that I would only be making the advent calendar videos this month, but honestly I found myself wanting to make more videos and, well, the advent calendar ones aren't doing as well as I hoped they would. So one of the ideas that I had to do was to talk about my top 5 favorite custom figures that I purchased in 2020. To be clear about a few things, these are not figures that necessarily came out in 2020, I only purchased them this year, and this list is in no particular order. I like all of them. You can find links to everything I talk about here in the description down below. The first figure that I wanted to talk about comes from Custom Brick Builder, and it is my Iron Man Clone Trooper. If you're new to the channel, then you should probably know that I am a really big Iron Man fan. And seriously, one of these days I'll go through all the figures that I have, but this is one that I am super incredibly happy to be part of my collection. This figure is handcrafted and hand painted, and yes, while certain areas might be a little the overall product is really worth it to me. I can tell that Tristan over at Custom Brick Builder made a lot of effort in putting this figure together. I even briefly spoke to him after releasing my video on this figure, and he told me something I didn't know. The arc reactor is magnetic, and that's just really cool. Not to mention that Custom Brick Builder has made some seriously awesome other figures. If you haven't already, go and check out his Instagram and look for the Ahsoka that he made. It is ridiculously awesome. And the second figure that I wanted to talk about today comes from Firestar Toys, and it is my Grief Karga. As you might know, I found myself quite disappointed by the Grief Karga included in the LEGO Razor Crest set. It just didn't look like the character, and so when I found this one from Firestar Toys, I of course had to pick it up immediately. Not only is it much more accurate in colors, but the addition of the jacket really brings this character together. One thing that I do need to say though is that apparently it's not as custom as I originally assumed and uses a lot of pieces from other characters. Or I guess figures would be the proper term. Regardless, the point is that as a whole, this version looks so much better and so much closer to what we see on screen. I've actually gone and purchased several other items and figures from Firestar Toys since this, and I would highly recommend checking them out as well. They ship incredibly fast, and so you might even be able to sneak in a last-minute Christmas gift. The third figure I want to talk about comes from someone who I originally had a really weird interaction with, but has gotten a lot better in the months since then. Big Kid Bricks is one of my favorite custom sellers out there and makes some really awesome things like this Darth Plagueis. If you haven't heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise, you probably aren't watching this video. This figure is incredibly well done, just like pretty much everything else Big Kid Bricks makes. Where most other people will focus on 360-degree printing, Big Kid Bricks instead focuses on custom molded parts, and that includes everything from custom heads to custom bodies to armor to weapons. This is literally one of the more tame options that he has on his website, and if you're looking for something that isn't a clone trooper, I would highly recommend checking him out. The fourth figure that I wanted to show you today comes from Extra Minifigures. While this one technically comes from Star Wars Fanatics and even more technically from AV Figures, I purchased it through Extra Minifigures. If you've watched this channel, you've heard that name, and it's for good reason. This figure was really one of the first interactions I had with him, as he personally decaled it for me, and honestly, I have not found a better decaler yet. He is the best out there, at least in my opinion. Since then, he started his own website and very graciously gave me my own discount code to share with you guys on there. By now you should know that you can use code BRICK to get 10% off. Not only does he sell some of my instructions, he has authentic figures, custom figures, and his own sets, and his own custom minifigures like these Avatar The Last Airbender ones that I literally forgot about until right now. He has great prices and a good variety of different items that I would highly recommend checking out, just like everyone else on this list, of course. And I lied a little bit earlier when I said this list wasn't in any particular order, because this is my absolute favorite figure that I got this year, bar none. This comes from Star Wars Fanatics, who again is one of the bigger sellers in the custom community and I would highly recommend, and it is my custom Agent Carolina. I started this channel back in April for a few different reasons. First, I was bored out of my mind. Second, I didn't have a job. And third, this channel was something I've been wanting to make for years. But more than any of that, and more importantly than any of that, I started this channel to see my girlfriend again. Thanks to the current global situation, we haven't been able to see each other in over a year now. And without getting too emotional, that is one of the hardest things that I've ever done. But on the bright side, this channel has allowed us to connect in new ways, as she can basically hear my voice whenever she wants to. And with your help, hopefully soon we can be together again. I explain all this in the video for Carolina, but the long story short is that my girlfriend's favorite color is blue, and we happen to meet in the state of Carolina. I am fully aware that there are two Carolinas, but believe me, that statement does make sense. So those are the figures that I wanted to share with you today. Like I said, you can find links to all of them in the description down below, and I would highly recommend all of these sellers. Thank you guys so much for making this year possible and making me enjoy what I do. And a special thank you to all of my patrons and my members. You can also join them at the link in the description down below, and for only $1 a month, you can really help this channel keep going. Or for just a little bit more, you can see your name on screen, or get shoutouts like Jonathan, Jaden, and JA101. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have some happy holidays, and I'll see you whenever the next time is.